Hi, everybody, and welcome to this online workshop on how to organize an essay. Today, we're going to be talking about different organizational methods that you can consider when planning an essay. This will be a brief presentation that talks a little bit about each different kind of style and when it's best to use those styles. There are a couple different essay organization methods, and how you choose to deliver the content of your essay can affect how your reader responds to the information you present them with. Today, we're going to talk about a few different ways that you can organize your paper, talking about those specific organization methods. The first method we're going to be talking about is sequence. If you think of your essay as a timeline or a map going from point A to point B, you should consider writing an essay sequentially. If when you're planning your essay, your thought process goes to first, second, and then third, this is typically a sign that you should be using sequence. Some examples of sequence type papers might be things that involve history, where you're talking about how one event leads to another. Or if you're walking through a space, you can explain first you enter through the hallway, continuing on into the kitchen, and so on and so forth. Next, we're going to be speaking about compare and contrast. If you're talking about 2 points of view or comparing different options, compare and contrast might be for you. In an essay like this, you can bounce back and forth, talking about two things and comparing and contrasting them, and then talking about this next thing and comparing and contrasting. Or you can focus all on comparisons and then all the different ways they contrast for the paper as well. It's really up to you how you think about this. Next, we'll talk about cause and effect. When one thing leads to another, we call that cause and effect. If your essay can best be defined by a sentence like because blank, then blank, cause and effect organization might be best for you. Next is order of importance. In this organization style, you start with the most important piece of information first, and then follow with those that are of lesser importance, all the way down to the point that you believe is the least important. This style is good for when you want to start off really strong. When you start with the most important point, you will immediately capture the reader's attention, and they'll be more likely to agree with your thesis early on. On the opposite side, we have climactic order. It's pretty much the opposite of order of importance, where you start with the least important point and build up to that most exciting piece of information. This is more like how a book or a movie is formatted. The final method we're going to be speaking about is no real method at all, or random organization. Sometimes you have a bunch of information or several points that are all of equal importance. You're not comparing and contrasting anything, and there's no cause and effect. You just have things you need to cover. For something like this, you can sort of follow your heart and feel what's right instead of actually matching it to a direct organizational method. This is more of a random way of organizing. There should still be a reason behind why you put things first, second, or third, at least a reason that makes sense to you, but it doesn't have to belong to any of the reasons that we've already spoken about. And that's all there is to it for today. There are other organizational methods that you can find out about through research, but those are the main ones that most people will find applies to essays that they write. If you'd like to learn more about organizational methods or have any other questions involving writing, you can visit the Learning Support Services at the library in room L108. Thank you for watching and have a pleasant rest of your day.